Hey everyone, so we haven't been to one of our favorite go-to ramen places, and today we felt like ramen and we had to go visit. So as you know, this is Nishiki Ramen down in, I think, Kearney Mesa. So this is the front of the store. We were fortunately sat right on the front counter next to the cooking area, so here's a quick glimpse into the kitchen. They make their noodles fresh, and here's a pan around the rest of the place. One of the unique things about Nishiki Ramen is that they make their own ramen in-house using organic wheat. So here they are making it. As for the menu, here's the drinks menu. Well, it is what it is, right? But on to the main event. Since our last visit to Nishiki, they've definitely changed their menu, at least the names of the menu items. So for example, the black garlic ramen is now called a smoke bomb black, and the Nishiki ramen, their original ramen, is called Back to Basics. So you can take a look at the menu, but those are kind of the two main popular items at the store. So we placed in our orders, and here they are, putting in the noodles to be warmed up. So today here we're at Nishiki Ramen at the counter. I got the smoked bomb black ramen with extra noodles. And got the chashu pork on top, some pickled ginger, nori, and some fish cakes. Looks pretty good. A little bit different from the original black garlic noodles that they used to have, but we'll see how it is. So here's the broth. Actually, I have to say, it looks a little bit darker than what I remember for the black garlic ramen. So let's see how this broth tastes. Oh, as good as I remember. Nice sesame, black garlic, pork tonkatsu broth. Here's the chashu pork. Still very flavorful. But I would say this smoky black garlic broth, definitely more smoky than I remember, and you also have some onion bits here too in the broth, so a little bit different flavors than before, but I would say overall I really like the smokiness, a lot more prevalent in this broth than before.
Got the back to basic with extra helping of noodle. Got minced pork rib. Got scallions. Fish cake. Some onion there, red onion, and some red ginger, and of course seaweed. So the back to basic broth, a little bit more garlicky than I remember. I mean, still good, but yeah, garlicky. So the minced pork rib looks more like a sliced pork rib. Tastes sweeter than before I remembered. Yeah, so sweeter, very tasty.
For these two bowls of ramen and the extra large noodle amount, it came out to be a total of $25.81 with tax. Welcome back, everyone. So we just finished our lunch at Nishiki Ramen. Definitely at least my go-to place for ramen in San Diego. The main draws for Nishiki Ramen, I would say, is the organic wheat noodles. They make them fresh every day, and so yeah, definitely very good quality noodles. They use good products there, and they make in-house their chashu pork and their roasted eggs. So pretty cool stuff. So I haven't been there in a while, so I went back and tried it out. There's some changes. The menu definitely a little bit different. The noodles are still the same, but different names now. So for example, like the black garlic ramen now is called the smoked bomb black, and the original Nishiki ramen now is called Back to Basics. So they have a couple of other options like the carnivore style noodles. So yeah, you can see the menu. We took a picture of that earlier. So in terms of the ramen, some highlights. The noodles are still as good as I remember. I actually got an extra helping of noodles as usual. In terms of the broth, That's the main thing with ramen. You gotta have a good broth. So the base broth, the tonkatsu broth, was excellent as usual. The black garlic with sesame oil on top was also very good. In fact, I would say one of the highlights was the smokiness of that garlic sauce. So definitely more prominent this time around than last time. Some of the things I did notice that were not as good as last time, I would say, is chashu pork, a little bit disappointing, a little bit meager in terms of size. Used to be pretty thick and large slices. You get 3 slices in the past. Now you still get 3, but much thinner and not as thick slices. So that was one of the things that I noticed. They also added in some onions, which never was there before. And one of the missing things that used to be in the black garlic ramen was these kind of like seaweed, thick black seaweed slices. That was actually quite good in the past, missing this time. So, or maybe it was woodier. In any case, that's not there anymore. So, overall, in terms of the review, quality, still good quality noodles, especially like the extra helping of noodles. So, I give it a 4 out of 5 overall for the quality. In terms of quantity, it was pretty stuffed at the end, so I give it 5 out of 5 still. And in terms of presentation, 4 out of 5. Would I come back again? Yes, I definitely would still come back, but some of the things I'd probably be more careful about is they do have options where you can go for half the salt, or you know, if it's too salty for you, which I thought today's broth was a little bit salty. You could probably ask them to make it like half salt level, but other things also is the roast pork, actually, I mean the roast egg used to come with some of the ramens, but now no longer. It's everything's extra. They're a la carte, so it's $1.50, I believe, for the extra egg. So yeah, kind of sad. It's actually a really good egg, so you should try it out if you go there. But it is an extra $1.50. So in terms of the overall price for this encounter, I think it was like 25. A little bit over $25 for 2 bowls of noodles. So it's not the cheapest ramen in town, but quality-wise, if you want organic noodles, it's probably the only place you can find it. So I would highly recommend it, at least to try it out once and see if that's your taste of ramen. But for me, still my go-to place. Though a little bit disappointed to say that the chashu was not as good as it used to be. But other than that, noodles still good, pork tonkatsu broth still good. That's my review. Thank you very much. Take care.
We just got back from Nishiki Ramen. I had the back to basic ramen, used to be called Nishiki Original. Here are the things that changed between the original and what they now call back to basic. They substituted the chashu pork with minced pork rib. They've added red onions, and they took out the egg that used to come with a Nishiki Original. So, what did I like about the back to basic? Well, they still retain the high quality broth and the ramen. In fact, I had ordered the extra helping of ramen. It was a little bit salty. The broth was a little bit salty. Maybe that's because we forgot to ask them to lower the salt. But then again, they usually ask before. Now they don't ask. So what else did I like? Well, I mean, the minced pork rib was okay, but I do miss the pork, the chashu pork. I did not like definitely did not like the onions. It seemed to me it overpowered some of the flavors that's in the ramen. So overall review, quality. I felt like it kind of slipped a little because of some of the substitutions. So I would say 3.5 out of 5. Quantity for what it's worth is still 5 out of 5 with extra helping of noodles. Presentation, I'll give it my standard 3.5 out of 5. Can't really screw up the presentation of ramen. So recommendation, yes. But if for those who've been to Nishiki in its previous iterations, I would say, for you guys, maybe not, but for everybody else who hasn't had good organic ramen, good ramen that they use only organic ingredients, definitely should try it. So that's my review. I'll see you guys later.
thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like it down below and subscribe to our channel to check out our other videos. Take care.